Hi and welcome to CBN4's Primetime News Package for today. I'm your presenter, Alan Christopher. Let's take a look at the top stories for today. Dominica's Cabinet Secretary insists that an overhaul is needed in the public service. Acting Director General bids farewell to the Dominica Red Cross. And we'll also bring you information as it relates to a peaceful demonstration held against government's decision to proceed with all three readings of an anti-terrorism bill. That and more when CBN4's Primetime News returns.
Sweet talk, dear man, never lot of that. Yes, I. You don't know it's your boy Trilogy, urging everybody, young and old, to stay strong and stay healthy. You don't know we're doing it for 2018. Boom.
Welcome back to CBN4's Primetime News Package. Featured speaker at the graduation ceremony of the Business Training College, Ashil Joseph, has encouraged students graduating to build a plan as to how they go about the difficult challenges they are faced with in life. Joseph told the graduating class that there are barriers and challenges in everything they want to achieve or everywhere they want to go, but they must build a plan to go through the difficult times.
He's my God. He got the children of Israel to the bank of the Red Sea. Where do we go from there? Go back? Pharaoh is there with his chariots coming. You can't go back. You'll be eaten like grasshoppers. To the left, there are mountains and hills that we cannot surmount. It's too difficult. To the right, there are the Philistines. These are mighty men of war and valor. The Israelites are farmers. They can't fight war. They only took care of sheep in Goshen. Ahead of them, the Red Sea. But you cannot stay put. You got to move. So my God is a strategist. He opened the Red Sea. This is the area of least resistance. Any of the other he chooses, he's going to have to strengthen the heart of weak guys. How do we get across in the wilderness of Sinai? You go to the Red Sea. Some of us have Red Seas in life. And we're afraid. We don't know that there is a way to go about it. So you got to go over there. And there are challenges and barriers in life. You need a strategy how to go around those barriers, or climb up and go across, or toil through the barriers, or look for another way to get to go. Your goal is the door. Whatever it's going to take to achieve that goal, you're going to do it. You don't run and cry and say you have two mountains across there. Because where else you go, you will meet mountains. Where else you go, you will meet giants. There are Anakites over there, we can't come there. Big! But C'est the only way.
He further encouraged the graduating class to first have a mission in life.
What are your objectives? Where am I heading? That's your mission. So first of all you need is a mission. A man with no mission doesn't know where he's going. There's a guy who was...
This year's theme for the graduation was Pride, Resilience and Determination. The theme was also matched with a scripture verse from the book of Job, chapter 23 and verse 10. Cabinet Secretary Ambassador Steve Farrell has said that the new vision of building back better in every sector already requires a new public service governance and administrative structure. In this regard, he said an overhaul is needed now. Farrell made these comments at the official launch of Public Service Day 2018 at the Goodwill Parish Hall.
The capacity constraints and the limitations of our existing processes and know that we need an overhaul and refocused public service, and we need it now. A public service that recognizes its capacity constraints and quickly identify the specific skill sets required. A public service that can quickly determine the exact mix between the minimum adjustment required within the system and those areas that will require outside help. A public service that is prepared for a massive transfer of skill sets, new operating procedures that is now available and must be retained if we are to build back better and maintain Dominica as the first climate resilient nation once we get there. In other words, we need a service that will respond to CREED and at the same time prepare for the public service post the CREED era.
Farrell stated further that modernization and refocusing is a must. He said that this is the responsibility of the public service to develop its own sectoral plans and structures towards making this a reality.
The government is doing all in its power to provide the leadership required. Our collective responsibility is a prerequisite if we are to successfully seize the moment and realize our goal. We must move from visualizing our role within the narrow confines of our desks, our units, our divisions, to a broader national definition and understanding. In more direct terms, we need to bring all of government to all of the people through a more aggressive, flexible, and effective system of service delivery. We must deliver, for the future of the public service depends on it. Our respective salary and income.
This year's theme is Building a Resilient Public Service, a Collective Response. Minister for Ecclesiastical Affairs, Family and Gender Affairs, Honorable Catherine Daniel, has stated that the theme chosen for this year's official launch of Public Service Day is in keeping with the government's resolve to build the first climate resilient country in the world. Associated with that, she said, is the relevance to bring into sharper focus the need for our citizens and public officers to be strong. In order to this, she said, persons must have a change of attitude, a change of heart, and also a change of minds.
A call to service, a call for togetherness, a call for unity, a call for dedication, creativity, and above all, a call for love of country.
She said that it is important that public officers craft a response to the recovery and rebuilding of Dominica.
To this, the following questions are very pertinent. What are your current skills and competencies? How efficient are you at what you do? What opportunities are presently available to enable you to enhance your capacity to deliver? Can you produce faster and better? Are you currently utilizing your greatest potential where you are? How can you motivate your colleagues to improve productivity and consistency? How can we simplify our processes to have better outcomes? How well do you manage time? How could you reduce expenditure yet realize greater output? I urge you to think deeply and critically if you are to remain relevant in the scheme of things, and that is building a resilient public service. Think of how you can outdo your last performance, because what is outstanding today quickly becomes tomorrow's average. Think of how you can improve processes for more effective service delivery that exceeds customer expectations. Think of how you can make the system work for people. Think of how you can build a powerful network with your associates through dialogue and selfless collaboration. Think of how you can help build a resilient public service, one which is modern, responsive, and effective. Think of how you can rebuild a Dominica that you and succeeding generations can be proud of, because Dominica is ours to build.
And stay tuned, we'll be back with more news right after this break.
Sweet talk, dear man, never lot of that. Yes, I. You don't know it's your boy Trilogy, urging everybody, young and old, to stay strong and stay healthy. You don't know we're doing it for 2018. Boom.
Hi and welcome back. Acting Director General of Dominica Red Cross, Dr. Jocelyn Salmon, has bid farewell to the Dominica organization and the people of Dominica by extension after a 6-month stint here on the island. The Jamaican took over from the previous director, Kathleen Peanut Byrne, who held that position for many years.
I will have completed my mission, and I will then take my leave on Thursday to go back to my home. I want to say to the Dominica people that it has been a pleasure serving you. When I came in with very little understanding of the nature of the problem that I would have to face and the nature of the difficulties that would be here. I had limited understanding of the complexity of the issues that we faced. But in relatively short time, with the support of the then board and with the support of the then staff, I came to a quick understanding of the dynamics that I had to deal with. In 6.5 months, I think we have accomplished a great deal. We have reorganized the Dominica Red Cross, we have restructured the office, we have hired new staff, and I am now on the final phase. All the tasks, the TOR, involved a number of activities, and I am pleased to tell the public that we've accomplished all those activities.
During his appointment as the director, Dr. Salmon vowed to assist in the selection of his replacement. This, he said, is his final activity before he departs.
Of my replacement, the governing board and myself met and we discussed. We've gone through a very arduous process of selection. And we have completed the selection process. We have identified a candidate, and the governing board is in the process of finalizing that process.
Dr. Salmon further stated that on completion of this process, all that was involved in his terms of reference should all be completed at the Dominica Red Cross. The government of Dominica and the Roseau City Council are currently rolling out plans for improved waste management, signage, improved sidewalks and drainage, and establishment of green spaces within the city of Roseau. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Investments, Housing and Lands, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, said that the 2018-2019 budget will seek to lay the foundation for the government's move towards the creation of the world's first climate resilient nation. He said the idea is to build a city as a sample and a model to what the rest of the country would look like going forward.
Certainly starting the first phase, or the second phase rather, of the Roseau Enhancement Project, where we will be focusing on a certain number of streets in the city, to new sidewalks, new drainage. Will be put in the docks so that the electrical lines and the telephone lines could be placed in underground docks and to enhance the resilience capabilities of our city, and of course taking it in the future to the rest of the country.
It is expected that these improvements will enhance the experience for cruise and stayover visitors to Roseau and benefit all locals who traverse the city on a daily basis. Also in the news, the Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM, of Dominica earlier today held what was dubbed a peaceful demonstration against the government's decision to have all 3 readings for an Anti-Terrorism Act at the 4th meeting of the 3rd session of the 9th Parliament. President of the Concerned Citizens Movement, Loftus Duras, said one major problem with the anti-terrorism bill is that of insufficient time to understand the bill.
Issues or concerns we have with that as a people is that there was not sufficient time enough for the education and publication of that bill, so that most of the people out there and most of the Dominican people by extension, we are basically in the dark as it pertains to the details of that proposed piece of bill.
Dira stated further that today's demonstration is a clear indication of Dominica's law-abiding citizens standing for their rights to be protected under the Constitution of Dominica.
Peacefully against any injustice, against any act of grievance that we the Dominican people have. We are always a law-abiding citizen, we are always a law-abiding people, and so today is a further demonstrations of Dominicans just standing up peacefully asking that their rights be protected under the Constitution of Dominica. And we have been there this morning from morning, not one stone have been thrown, no bottles, nothing. We just come peacefully, standing up and basically asking that our rights, which is protected under the Constitution, be protected.
During the 4th meeting of the 3rd session of the 9th Parliament, the proposed anti-terrorism bill was read only once and not 3 times as originally stated in the order paper. Finally tonight, in a final which kept the crowd on its feet cheering and even screaming, Dominican Prison Services battled for the championship as the Dominica Amateur Volleyball Association Business League came to a close on Sunday. Faced with the best of 5 sets match, the teams began their journey. Fans were soon treated to defensive rallies, hits and blocks. Despite this, Dominic forged ahead, taking control of the match, winning sets 1 and 2 25-9 and 25-12. Just when the fans thought that the game was almost over, the prison services, with their chant "Lock Them Up," took control of set 3 from as much as a 7-point deficit to win 25-23. Having forged a set 4, fans rallied around prison in the hope of seeing the match making use of all 5 sets. Domlek, however, was ready to end it there and cut them, disconnecting any line to first place. The team sealed the deal with a victory, 25-16, winning 3 sets to 1. And with that, we come to the end of today's Primetime News package. On behalf of the entire CBN4 team, I'm Alan Christopher saying thank you for watching and join us again next time.